Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. I'm with some of my favorite guys in the world, my compadres. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Prince, Hakeem to the OZ. I used to flip OZs with the cozies. Hey, y'all boys go ahead.
And this is your man, Ronnie Ron. Back in the day, they used to call me Mustang. I got to upgrade now. Now I'm Ronnie Ron. Pretty soon, I'm just going to call my name Ron. I might get rid of the Ronnie Ron. Call myself Ron.
And this is your boy, New Jordan Era. A new era is coming, man. We ain't going back to the old Jordan era. We're going back to the new Jordan era. Let's go. Let's get it.
Definitely. So, fellas, how we living today, man?
Not much. I'm doing good, man. Can't complaints. No complaints.
No complaints, man. All good, man. It's Super Bowl week, man. Boy,
it is Super Bowl week. You know, especially we're going to see what these teams are doing. Who's playing? I know it's is it the Rams and the Raiders?
No, Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati Bengals and the Raiders.
Yeah, and it's right now. It's beautiful weather out here. It's in the middle 80s, and usually it's like in the low 70s around this time of year. So it's going to be some good weather for the Super Bowl. It's good weather for Super Bowl week, and definitely for the Super Bowl. So,
no, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, I want to touch on something today that I think we don't get it. We don't talk about enough. You feel me? And you know, we all men here. We're not weak men. We're all men here. I've been noticing a trend lately where even if you're in a relationship or you could be casually friends with somebody, or you could be just being acquaintance with somebody, some women have no, how can I say, no filter or maybe no moral compass about what they do, how they sell it, say things, or how they go about stuff. And, you know what I mean? A lot of them can feel they can do whatever they want at times. Do y'all brothers feel that way sometimes, as far as just the way certain women go about dealing or interacting with people?
Yeah, very true. You know, not just, who you talk to, and it can happen in the workplaces, it can happen in the parties, clubs, basically all around.
So I'm wondering, like, what gives a woman to be disrespectful? What gives her the right to go about doing certain things? And it can move around like that in society with no consequence, no repercussions, or even speaking to somebody in a manner that is disrespectful and nobody will never say something. And I'm only touching on this. And I know a lot of people might say, hey, you need to talk. And whenever we're focusing on one particular group of people, they're going to say, hey, what about the men? We already know what the men do. And we've been judge, jury, and executioner for a long time. Am I wrong?
No, that's fact.
So you see, black men is always on the chopping block. So there's nothing that anybody could say or do or try to say if like, you know what I mean, to say, and that's why I was like, we can't have a constructive conversation and try to innately understand how can we better interact with each other without understanding what's the problem. You feel me?
True.
Women who are, go ahead.
The question you're asking us, what makes a woman disrespectful to men?
Yeah.
One I can add is because the men are just weak, and I'm always standing by that fact.
Preach.
That's one of the factors. There's many more, but I know you guys are gonna chime in. But from my personal experience and from listening to other men, like especially my mentors and other men, and you guys on the panel, it's because the men are weak. Women naturally by nature hate weak men. Naturally.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just in them. They see it, and when you see weakness is a sure sign for them to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and disrespect that man because he's weak anyway. He ain't gonna stand up for himself.
That's a fact. Now, have y'all brothers ever been in a situation where y'all been disrespected by a woman?
Yes, multiple times. And I ain't gonna lie to you, multiple times. From women I dated, from women I didn't date, women I talked to, women I went on a date with. It's because, at the time, I was the type of person I would always, would try to find validation in a woman. So I would try to do things for the woman, which makes me weak instead of being truly who I am as a person. And as a man, I used to say, you know what, you'll let certain things go by. And I think that's another thing I think men need to stop doing. Certain time we let the little thing go by. Sometimes the little thing progress to a bigger thing. That's why it becomes very dangerous. That was very dangerous to worship women. Because when you worship women, you forget all your principle, all your knowledge, all your truthness. You just say, you know what, F it. I'm going to just do whatever she wants, try to make her happy, trying to please her, all of that. And it do not work. She going to disrespect you even more, bruh. I'm telling you from experience.
And that's what builds up an alpha woman right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it's definitely crazy. And I feel like what women do, they go back in histories in 50s and 60s and 40s, like, hey, we didn't have to do this and do that. And now, we can speak more and go into our feelings. And, we like I said, we're more educated now. And they still feel like, there's a lot more to do. And my thing is this, it's like, in today's modern times, the women has, got the most freedom out of any modern history in the world. What I'm trying to say is that women, you need to think about the men and respecting the men more, because I feel like they're more selfish about themselves and think about themselves more and not thinking about the men more. And trying to work out, how we can respect our man, listen to our man, instead of being selfish and do your own thing, things what best works for you. And that's a problem. Definitely.
Problem is not the word. My biggest thing has always been when women try to test a man's intelligence. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think even you stating your opinion is a problem. Or even you trying to fall into additional role is a problem. The Ephesus movement has made a lot of women unhappy, but also has made it to a point where men don't even want relationships anymore because there's intricate parts that you have to deal with that does not make sense. You feel me? How does it feel being a grown man coming in, being in a relationship where a woman is telling you what to do and telling you don't know anything? I know more than you. And here's the favorite line: you're intimidated by my intelligence, or you're intimidated by me.
I can't speak on it because I can't process it in my head. I really can't. For me, I can't, because if a woman ever go ahead.
No, go ahead.
because it's like I can't process it, because when a woman says that, I will challenge that, in a respectable way, and answer the questions of why do you feel that way, and it's usually it's like, oh, you can't do nothing to me. If you do something to me, I'll call the cops and everything. Which, if you get an altercation, if there's one little scratch, bruise, cut, and she called the cops, and you have nothing on you, you're done. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like the best way to a man to avoid that is to use your phone, record. That's the only option. It's your phone. So you have it recorded and you have evidence. That's the only way that could work is your phone. So you have the evidence, so you keep yourself safe. Simple.
You're 100% right. Look, let's take an issue that just recently passed. Did you hear about that guy, Duty Low?
I heard about him. Yeah, I heard about his situation. Yeah.
A woman he was dealing with, she goes online and accuses him of something so disrespectful. She goes and accuses him and doesn't even have proof, and prove it that he never did anything. And nobody has corrected her or done anything about it. And then after being found out that it was false, she still go behind and say, oh, I still believe he did it.
Yeah, correct. I heard about that one. Yep. That's crazy, huh?
Crazy ain't the word. Look how quick your life can change just from an accusation.
It's true.
We can't accuse a woman of nothing. They'll look at us and laugh. Oh, you niggas gossiping. Chatty Pat, you know what I mean? Chatty Patty ass nigga.
Yeah.
And a lot of women don't understand why we're so scared to deal with women with kids because of shit like that.
Yeah, it happened to one of my family members.
Woo!
And I'm not gonna say the name, but when a person told me that, this probably happened 3 years ago or 2. He was stuck in the situation. He had to, even though I know this person, he's not like that.
Yeah.
And he had to do a lie detector test multiple times, because the first time they still didn't believe him, but he had to do it multiple times, and eventually they found the person that
But his reputation
was. Yeah, his reputation is fine but it actually another person did something. It wasn't him.
It wasn't him, but people would still believe he would have done it.
Yeah.
I knew a dude back in the days, back in the 90s, who was accused. Him and his family had to move out of town. Him and his family had to move out of town. Mind you, they've never even seen the two persons together. He's never even physically be around. The accusation was there because of a woman didn't like you, so I'm going to just fuck your life up.
Yeah. Oh, do you also feel like the women they're being more disrespected? I have a question too. Do you think because they're doing this because they fear us? Because of fear?
No, I think there's a lot more. I think the respect level has gotten a little bit down. With the more power you get, the less respect you have over people who you felt oppressed you. Real good men are not going to do these type of things. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. I'm not gonna lie. One of the women on the chat on the Facebook chat room said that The only reason why she become rude to a guy is because a guy she no longer date. She started losing respect for him because she no longer dating.
Then that means you're not a feminine woman, and you disrespecting men goes against God. Go read your Bible. It's out of order for you to talk back to a man in a disrespectful manner. Don't go ask your pastor. Y'all fellas got quiet.
No.
No, I agree with you. I don't disagree.
You see what I'm saying? Just like it's not right for a man to be overpowering a woman. We don't agree with that. Mm-hmm. Or to be a dictator to a woman. We don't agree with that. You being a wife doesn't mean you're a slave, but you being a woman doesn't give you the right to just say, oh, F you this and that. No, just like keep your hands to yourself. Don't put your hands on a man. And a man not supposed to touch you. But women can do whatever they want and think like it's okay.
But for example, if the woman in the beginning, let's say the woman in the beginning of the date or on the relationship phase, she did respect him, but if you treat her a certain way, does she have the right to disrespect him now? Because mind you, she did in the beginning show respect for him. Mm-hmm. He did at the end of the relationship, which made her lose the respect for him.
I think it was this, Ronnie. If your words don't match your actions, or if you say something, in the beginning, you lied about it, that's not genuine. You gotta leave that relationship. Because if you say something, you put it in action, you be consistent with it, yeah. And if you guys tackle something at the beginning, something small, and work it out at that time before it furthers, because it'll definitely further, because if you let something small go away, it's going to get bigger, and it's going to continue come up, in a relationship and everything. But stuff like that. If you see stuff or see something that you say something, but it's not showing actions, or you do something that's the opposite, you gotta leave that relationship.
No, 100%. I want to comment on that, Ronnie. Mm-hmm. If you say a woman a woman was respecting a man in the beginning, and then she didn't later, she never respected him in the get-go. She was perpetrating the fraud. She tolerated him, never respected him.
Right.
A woman could not do that to a nigga with money. Let me repeat that. A woman cannot do that with a man who got his bags up, who got his status up, who has his degrees. Men who are mainly getting disrespected are regular guys. Everyday Joe Schmo, Publix warehouse stacking, Jiffy Lube oil changing, Walmart shelf shuffling guy. I'm going to take out a church today.
I hear you. I feel you though. Yeah. I don't go on that one.
So for a woman, for that young lady who said that she's rude to guys and no longer respect after she breaks them up, you never respected them in the get there. So that means that you wasn't a feminine woman. Feminine women keep their composure. Their energy is so powerful that a man would have to rethink, hey, maybe I did something wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not only that, Hakeem, but it's also part of our culture as well. Our culture don't really teach the woman, to respect the man.
Yeah.
They teach them to disrespect the men. Listen to the music the women listen to today. The Carly P, the Nicki Minaj, the City Girls. All the music is pertaining of, man, you beneath me. You gotta kiss me, you gotta worship me, shut the hell up. Do what I say. You get what I'm saying?
I'm going.
That's why they treat their relationship the way they do. That's why men tend to not date these type of women with those type of attitude.
I'm gonna go one step further.
Mm.
What about their moms? what do their moms do to their baby daddies? What do they see? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they see like when a single mother's not together and they tell their fathers they're deadbeats. You should never tell your daughter, your son, your father's a deadbeat ever. I don't care how bad he is. You're not supposed to do that because you chose that man to bring to open your legs and to get pregnant. You picked him. So since you picked him, you gotta respect your decision you make. You gotta, yeah, what? Oh, he logged out?
No, but yeah, keep going.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, it's like going back to it's like if you pick that man to have sex with, have a baby with, that means you gotta respect the decision that you made. You can't make them say you made a mistake because you chose to have that child.
Facts.
You chose to have that child. You say you can't make a mistake?
No.
So what I'm trying to say is that if you chose to have sex with that man, knowing if he's a toxic person, you're toxic too. You're toxic too. And then eventually, if you call your baby daddy's a deadbeat because you chose to have sex with your man, that's not right. That's not. So since you chose to have sex with that man and to have a baby by that man, there's a lot of respect you gotta have for that man. That's his sperm that you chose to. Nobody else but that man. So if you make those decisions, respect the decision that you make. Make sure you respect that father. I don't care how bad he is, or trying to give him some inspiration or something like that, so he can build on try to be a good dad. Because all that deadbeat stuff that destroys you. You're destroying your child by looking at another man, especially your dad, and saying, "Oh, my dad ain't nothing. My dad ain't shit." My mom says he's a deadbeat, which is probably not true. Probably not the case. And that's one of the fucked up things in our community right there. Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
You're saying something that a lot of people are echoing, but now we're talking about where's the respect level. And sometimes a lot of women would say the reason why they don't respect us is because of things we've done. If we go down the list, what have we done that was disrespectful?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Oh, what does that man does respect you that don't disrespect you? Because all men are not like that. I don't like when women say, when men do this, I mean all men do this, which is not true.
Yeah, because they gotta. Yeah, I'm with Jordan. They gotta define disrespect, because sometimes a woman could take disrespect out of context too. Because a man could tell you, "Baby, I don't want you to wear this." Say, "Oh, he's disrespectful." Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta ask the woman what she mean by he being disrespectful, and her mind, and what is she thinking, and on form of context, because it could be thrown out in a lot of different ways.
Correct.
No, 100%.
So that one kind of I'm on debate mode with that one, because that one's like, it kind of it don't ring a bell to my head until you talk to the woman. And then sometimes the woman say, "Oh, he verbally abused me," or "He cursed me out." And then when she say, "Oh, he cursed me out," then that when you start asking, "Okay, why did he curse you out?" There's a reason for him cursing you out.
Right.
Basically.
Right. Just to get more context of what they're trying to say, it's like you got to break down. Okay, what did he say, and then what did you say? Not just what he said, what you said too.
No, but literally, I clearly see women every single day disrespecting men. Clearly, I see it.
Preach.
And sometimes men don't even be disrespectful. I see men open up car doors, open up the door for them to go in the grocery store, letting them out first, and the woman will still suck her teeth, give him an attitude. because that's why I mentioned earlier. I think it's just embedded in them culturally to be this way. They shouldn't, but it's part of the culture.
Brothers, I've seen stuff where a woman will go off on a man, then throw a drink in his face.
Man,
yeah, I never seen that. I only see that in movies.
I've never seen that before.
I'm like, literally, I'll throw a drink on and say, F nigga, F dude, you cheated on me. Or go crash his car, go slash his tires, or go disrespect him at his mama house.
Right.
Yeah.
You go do that, you going to jail. You raise your voice, you going to jail.
Yeah, because there's certain things a man is not supposed to do. You see, with us is in banning us, like certain things a man is not supposed to do. But as for a woman, there is no accountability. You see, there are a lot of women to be more, they give them more freedom than a man.
Question. Do you think that women, do they know how to be accountable? Or they know what accountability is, but they don't use it because they know, the laws and the rules kind of favors them?
That's what it is. The laws and rules favor them. Like, for example, like I can't say a woman threw a drink in a man's face. Yeah. Normally, the man has the right to slap that woman, but he knows soon he slapped her, he's going to jail.
Yeah, basically.
But they literally assaulted him. And I say it all the time, and I agree with this point too. Men should start calling cops on women, but a lot of men say, "Oh, I ain't gonna do that. It makes you look soft." You see what I'm saying? Like, for us, you see, our standards is certain things we're not supposed to do. Like, a man not supposed to call a cop on a woman.
That's the only option, Ronnie. You got to record these things and put that. That's the only option. Like I said, that's the only option. Like I said, that don't make you feel weak. That's the best decision.
Yeah. It is. Remember, it is the best decision, but you see, it's not in our culture to do that. You get what I'm saying? That's not what we like. You see, that's not what we're taught. We're taught if somebody slap you in your face, you're supposed to slap them back, even if it's a man or woman. Hakeem was gonna say something.
No. I was just agreeing. I was just agreeing. I'm just saying, like,
because in real talk, Hakeem know if a woman throws something in our face, you gonna slap them. But that's the first thing I'm be like, who? Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. We're not gonna do the first thing like, let's call the cops.
Yeah, that's. I won't even say that. I just say, okay, I only said, I said, okay, I got something for you. Step outside, make a call. I got this recording. Well, other than this, it's like I have something for you. That's what I gotta say.
That's why I kind of respect the white folks a little bit, because the white folks, anything you do, they call the cops.
They're not playing with you.
They're not playing. I was in our culture, the black culture, we are taught to fight back. But in the white culture, anything you do, they call the cops.
Basically, it's frowned on.
Police. You slam the door in the face, they call them the police.
Yeah.
They utilize it in their environment. The black we're not taught that.
Yeah, it's frowned on if you call the police in the black community.
Correct.
If you can't handle your beef straight up, and mind you, if you a man, you can't handle nothing straight up with a woman. You just got to take it as a loss. Her vandalizing your property, her calling you an F-boy, her saying malicious lies. You got to take it with strive and move to another city if you want to start all over.
Yep. Think about it, Joy. Like right now, you see all these women are coming out towards rappers about the rape allegation.
Woo!
He raped me. But then you think about, okay, years later, they come years later, but it's like, how come during that time period, why didn't you call the cop? And these are black women that's coming out. They're not doing it.
Yeah, basically, listen.
They wait for years later.
Years later. Recently, they say Snoop is getting sued by a woman. She say he sexually assaulted her while she was taking
he was in death row. While he was in death row. You see that? And he's on death row.
No, listen, that's hear crazy. The story. He sexually assaulted her while she was taking a dump.
That's crazy.
Who the hell's gonna believe that damn story?
But you see, the thing about it is, here's the thing: she made the accusation. Now it's out there. Now people think he's a panty raider.
Yep.
To this day, people still call Chris Brown a woman beater, even after they heard the story. She put his hands on him first.
Yep.
Yeah.
They still call him a woman beater after all these years later. After you hear the story where she put his hands on him first because of a girl that called his cell phone. Do you hear that? That man became a drug addict because of that.
Yep.
Yeah. That really destroyed him.
And listen here. Yeah, go ahead, finish.
I would say how to like, I mean, when I first heard that story, like, and how the media like stored it up, build it for building and everything. It's like they made him like he was Ike Turner.
My God.
The same thing, like, for example, let's go way back. Let's go to Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. You see, perfect example. Chris Brown, remember, he stated in the report, Rihanna hit him first. Why did he, why he didn't do the right thing? He's a celebrity. He should have been like, you know what? Let me call the cops. I have a lot to lose here. Instead, what he did, he hit her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prime example. Like I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying that's a prime example of our coach. And she disrespecting him.
Yeah,
because he thought he was cheating.
And then she went off and had a baby with a dusty nigga.
That's a whole nother story there. But yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
our culture, we do things backwards. That's the problem.
I'm asking, for some reason, in the Black community, Black men are expendable to women. I heard Kevin Samuel. I don't know if y'all watched Kevin Samuel. He did a powerful piece the other day where he put out a graph and he said the Black community is similar to the economics and functions of hyenas. You seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Where he said in hyena, the women are more powerful and the women and kids eat before the men.
Yeah.
The men are in the hyena. And the men are the lowest on the totem pole. Usually the men actually die off before the women and kids until the kids get older and they fall down into the hierarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the man job is really to when it comes to the hyena, the man job is to serve the woman. That's why the man in the animal kingdom, it show you a lot about human too as well. Like it show you that the man go out and hunt and the woman tend to be home with the kids, but then women don't respect the man. Like it clearly signifies the Black culture in a certain aspect. So I get what Kevin Simmons is coming from because I used to watch Animal Kingdom a lot, so it does make sense. However, like I said, we just been taught that because remember I came and joined. Remember in the days of old, a lot of Black women didn't do the stuff they're doing now. No. We had a beautiful functioning relationship where you technically can call your woman at that time was your partner. Yeah. She balanced you. It's this generation of women. Is the the days of old. Listen, back in the days, you never had to question a woman what she brought to the table because you see what she did for you in your life. Not only that, back in the day when for example, Jordan, if your wife would have came over to my house and they say I'm married at the time, my wife would have had to fix your plate first before me because you're the guest. Facts. Yeah. I'm the king in the house, but she will fix your plate first because it's a show level of respect for the house, for my king. Talk your shit, man.
I heard some people in some people in the South, like in some Georgia and some parts of Mississippi, Alabama. Some, not all, but some of that tradition is still going through in some of the families and everything.
They'll fix you. Whatever you want, you'll come in. They'll be like, "You need a glass of water," and my wife would be the one to do that. I won't even have to get my wife would do that because you're the owner of the house.
Yeah, and it's like you looking out for one another. It's not just it's like you looking out for one another. That's how I think about it. That's how you looking out, for our Black people. Like, what's wrong with that?
but this generation of women is frowned upon the days of old. That's the problem. The days of old taught us a lot of principles and a lot of understanding on how how we supposed to treat each other and ensure a level of respect.
Let me tell you something. Back in days in the 90s and early 2000s, you could have caught me helping, changing tires, asking people if it was okay. Now I just drive by.
Yeah.
Because you got to protect yourself now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself now. And I think that sometimes I know a lot of men, I know a lot of women who say, hey, why are you getting mad with if you ain't going to do nothing wrong, so don't worry about it. I say, I have to worry about it. If another man did you dirty, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to look at me in a way and say that I might do you dirty again. That's why you'll put me on notice in the beginning and say, hey, let me give you what's going to go on. Men never do that sometimes. You know what I mean? So the thing is, where do we come to a common ground as people where we can understand each other and the respect level can do this? You know what I mean? And this is why we need to, I want to say this, we need to put in a perspective where we need femininity classes. We need wives who are in successful marriages. I need y'all to come out your caves so we can save us some of these girls here. Save some of them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women don't understand, like, a lot of the stuff men do is for y'all. We don't need big houses. We don't need cars, fancy decors. Men is cool with just having a couch and a big screen TV. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we're simple. We're very simple.
Very, very simple. You know what I mean? Having a beer or something like that. Your homies come over. We don't ask for nothing like that. We just go get that shit to make y'all happy. And if y'all happy, we happy. And all we ask is for a couple plates to come in. Listen, it's so bad now that you got to make the money and a person wants you to also cook and clean too at the same time, which I say is no problem depending on how your household is. You feel me?
Exactly.
Depending on how your household, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, not only that, there is some women out there that two people still work, but the woman would tend to try to come home first and still make sure dinner and stuff in the house is in order for her man to come home too.
Basically.
And my works too. It's just the way on how the woman is built. That's a woman that's showing a level of respect for her man. This generation of women today, I'm not saying all of them, but it's only a certain amount of women today. They look at that man works hard. He comes home. She shields him a face like he's nothing.
And here's the funny thing is, when you don't do those things, this is why we have the inventions of side hoes and sneaky links.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What you don't do, a woman who gladly wants to have a bed warmer at night a couple nights a week, she'll do it. Some women, listen, the sneaky links and the side hoes are the best cooks.
Yep. And they're the one that's winning.
They're the one that's winning. And sometimes they're the ones with the best sex. Because the thing about it is, she's allowing you to thrust a little bit harder to let you know you can't get this at home. You can't get this from your wife, my nigga. This is what I'm telling you. And when you come over, she's unlacing your boots.
Speak on it.
You know what I'm trying to say? Unless your wife is 100% giving you what you want. Listen, when a man is happy in the relationship, a woman can damn near have the Buckingham Palace if she wants.
That's very true.
I'm saying speak on it. I can't speak in facts.
For me, I just don't get it. I really don't, because I've been in a relationship for 12 years. At the stage I'm at right now in my marriage, it's like we did everything. We did the counseling, the communication. I feel like right now we have at the best at communicating. You know, we know each other so much, and you know, and it's basically, you know, we show consistency. I show consistency. She show consistency, and you know, when we do that, you know, there's no problems. You know, and there's no problems. You know, we're just being consistent. You know, even though, you know, we still growing. It might want something different. We always communicate. It's about what we want, and if something's different and everything. Yeah, it's just like it's hard to help wrap my mind into it, because I work so hard. I mean, me and my wife, we work so hard to build what we have right now, and to see, how other people, other in our black communities, just not follow through with it. It's very sad. It's very sad to see.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that your wife respects you and she makes you happy, isn't that the reason you go hard and allow her and give her the things she wants and allow her to do things that she wants to do?
That was pushed me like on an everyday basis, just to go harder, because I'm very competitive, and I want the best for my family, and and so to see, and just to have that, that cheerleader, just to cheerlead for you, just to give you inspiration, It's just like it makes life easier. It makes me, work hard, not work hard, but work smarter. And just to give her the best that she never had before. And, and I continue to do that every day, how can I be better for myself, and how can I be better in my marriage as well.
And I want to give a shout out to the special woman who checks on me and prays on me. If it wasn't for them reminding me how much they care about me and love me, I wouldn't be as optimistic as I am. I'm wanting to do the world for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the respect level that they have for me innates me wants to go do better. So this is what I'm trying to say, where there's certain key things a man needs to survive. That respect is very key. That praise is very key. Black men are not praised anymore. We're the topic of inside jokes and office rants and lunchroom gossips. Stop me when I'm lying, brothers.
No, keep going. Speak it.
You know what I mean? And inside in lunchroom gossips, and talking about how he's not doing this and he's not doing that and he's not doing that. No accountability on your own. We're always on the chopping blocks. Now that there's been a wave of I even heard a joke where a woman said one time, "Don't listen to my thing if you're a black man and you started a podcast." The fact that you just won't even have a conversation like a man's supposed to be mute. They say real men don't talk. Real men cry in the dark. I remember the term person say, "Real men cry in the dark." Weak men cry in the dark. You know what I'm trying to say? Weak men don't speak about their issues. Weak men get emasculated by women. Weak men are inferior. Weak men feel inferior by a woman's education. Weak men are scared to tell the truth about how they feel. We're in a situation where men are sacrificing things that they want just to be in a relationship with somebody they really don't want to be sometimes. You feel me what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Playing the whole placeholder thing and being emasculated and being disrespected. I'm saying this, brothers, do not be in a relationship or do not be with somebody when it's not beneficial for you. And I'm not talking about monetary. I'm talking about emotional, mentally, and you know what I'm trying to say? That's the main important thing. If she can't satisfy you in those levels, there's really no reason to do that. Because, first and foremost, we don't get with women for money anyway. That's the least thing worrying in our mind. You feel me trying to say? It's
True.
consistent. It's consistent sex where we be wanting women sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Consistent sex. You know what I mean? Some good cooking, some companionship. You know what I mean? She fills out a couple of your paperwork for you. She submits your mail. You know what I mean?
That's true though.
You see what I'm saying? They bring, you know what I mean? They bring so much. Don't get me wrong. I'll be lying and telling you if a woman doesn't bring a lot of value in a man's life. Statistically, if you're in a relationship, men who are married or in long-term relationship live longer than single men. It's a fact. Brother, stop me when I'm lying.
Yeah, it's what you call like a stretch believer.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We're at a level where men do not want to. I don't want to deal with. I've left that age of old when I was dealing with whores and sluts and stuff like that. And you're at the age where you want to come home to somebody and call, and say, "This is my piece." Every man deserve that. Even if it's a 1-bedroom shack, it's just you and your girl. Y'all just living life. When you come home, you can leave. Imagine this: you have to come home and share a cup of coffee or tea by yourself.
Imagine.
And
you know what?
Huh?
I mean, to cut you off, right? I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Hakeem, but I think what really kind of stuck out of if you have peace in your house when the pandemic happened, where everybody was in the house. That test of how peaceful it is in your home. Go ahead, Hakeem.
You're 100% right. Listen, I seen the most beautifulest thing one time, and a lot of people will laugh when I say this. I seen the most beautifulest thing one time, and I had them stop the car and pulled over to the side to watch these two people. It was two couples I seen who they could have been in their 40s. You feel me? I'm driving down 12th. I just had bust that corner from 62nd and 12th. I'm riding down. I'm going down to Poker Beans. I see a lady come out with 2 cups of coffee. She handed one to the man, and she's sitting out there. They're sitting approximately close together, and they're sitting there drinking coffee, laughing. I was like, "What the fuck? What? Do you? I want y'all to picture the imagery that I'm saying. In front of the projects, one of the worstest projects in a neighborhood, it's a man and a woman enjoying coffee in the morning, sitting down, talking.
That tells me it's peaceful in that house.
Has to be. Listen, for you to have enough time, for you to make time to sit to have a cup of coffee in the morning, and you're able to share a cup with somebody, lets me know that's what you call the prizes of life, and why we're not meant to be alone, and you share your space with somebody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's the point of you at home and you're sharing a meal with somebody. You feel me?
Facts.
So you're 100% right. So these are the points where I'm trying to get, but all that can be washed away with a partner who doesn't respect you, a partner who doesn't see you as value. Men, listen, women see value in more women than men now. I'm about to take you to church today. Women see more value in women than men now, which is not a problem for my alphabet people, because I love y'all. But I'm talking about for the people where your man is your foundation and your rock, just like your woman is your glue to your life. Let's get back to that stage where we can both have a civil conversation on rebuilding something that's been broken for so long.
And that's what I believe we need to have more conversations about, in our community of men and women trying to find a solution. And just keep having this discussion and talking about it.
Yeah.
because it needs to be fixed. Definitely.
Yep. Anything can be fixed. I'm with Jordan. Anything can be fixed. If we could just have that conversation, if people can understand everything. But the problem is that it's just that's why I'm saying it's the music that's really affecting these women today. It's the music.
It's not only the music, it's the evidence movement. I don't want to say it because we'll get dinged on YouTube for it.
Right.
The evidence movement. The evidence movement has made it to a point where women have, you know what I mean, so much freedom in that, but the lack of respect for men is not even there.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I would say hopefully it just hopefully it takes these women to eventually wake up and to make things happen, things to change. But
And
right
when
now,
I want
with the music and the men, the more disrespect is coming.
No, definitely.
And when I'm trying to do this is, you know, when I had kids, to teach my kids, you know, how to have, you know, a healthy households, how is a woman needs to be respected, and how is a man needs to be respected. You know, that's what I want to do, you know, with my kids, start with that. You know, but like I said, we have some work to do.
No, we do. You know? And this is an ongoing conversation where we're just, you know, we're just building. We're just building right now. You know what I mean? And you know, ever so often, we bring these topics up just to, you know, just to put some perspective for people. You feel what I'm saying?
But let's read some of the comments. Hakeem, what do you got? Some of the comments on this topic.
Let's see who says something. Oh, I'm rude to guys I no longer respect after breaking up. If he treated me a certain kind of way during a relationship, you can lose respect for a guy. When I see this, I say this. How did you treat him in a relationship? Nobody talks about the way you treat him in a relationship. By default, women are giving an example of that they was exemplary in a relationship. Another thing is she's not finding to put up with your nonsense that way. What about your nonsense? You know what I mean? These are the type of questions we, you know what I mean? When I ask and I'm like, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know that's my only gripe. And I say, hey, you want to know something? They want to talk about this type of stuff. That's cool, but you know, when a woman puts like that, that's a woman who sounds like, you know, I mean, she's more in a better position than the man. She's controlling the narrative. You can't control how you get married. That's the one thing you can control sex. You can control who you talk to, but you can't control a man giving you a commitment and standing by your side and helping and being you. That's the hardest thing to find right now. Is for a nigga to ride out with you through your bullshit.
Yeah.
I would say it's two sides of the story. Two sides of every story.
Fellas, stop me when I'm lying.
You're not lying at all.
Yeah, you're not. You know we will. We saw something, we have something to say, but yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in a situation where you know what I mean? Like, Damn, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, because it's shocking, but the only way a man gonna get respect from women when a man starts respecting himself.
Facts.
But that's the only way to change.
But here's another thing too. Women can't group all men in one group and say we're gonna disrespect all these guys, because sometimes people speak. Don't get me wrong, we all speak in generalities. I don't want to speak in general. I know there's a lot of good women out there. I've met some. I've met some. I met some, not even potential. I'm talking about wives. I've met some. You know, I'm not speaking about every woman. I met some women who's respected me from the T.
Yeah.
Who's cooked, fed me. I met wives. So I'm not talking about every woman. But there's a large majority of you city girl, hot girl wearing, WAP, singing, y'all out there.
And like they say too, sometimes just because it's just the city girls, it's not really the girls in the country. But it seems like a lot of stuff are getting affected. Like the more and more they get respect. But the thing is, they're disrespecting weak men. They're not disrespecting men. That's the thing.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That what man gotta understand. They're not disrespecting regular men. They're respecting the weak man.
That's a fact.
Yep.
So I had to throw it out there because then somebody said, no, a woman never disrespect me. Of course. But we're not talking about those type of men. We're talking about like the regular, you know, the one Hakeem always talk about. So those are the ones we were referring to.
Man, tell me about it.
Yeah. So what you guys got? Any final thoughts?
I say, ladies, please think before you say something to a man. What you think is okay is not okay with us. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to say same for the man because we already know that. I don't have to keep having to chastise men to tell them this and that. Most of these niggas know they can't do certain shit. Like, come on, man. Like,
okay. My final thoughts are women. This is for the good women. Women, if you see another woman not showing any accountability, make sure you talk to that woman and put her into accountability, because as men, we can't do it by ourselves. We need women's help too. We cannot do this by ourselves. We need help from women to help these other women put more women accountable. So we, find that solution, try to fix it. Those are my final thoughts.
My final thoughts, man, you gotta understand something. The more you respect yourself, the more we respect you. Look yourself in the mirror always and say, if there's something I'm lacking that's making me weak, try to build that part of you up, because that's all women want is a strong masculine man. Those are the men that women highly respect. The more you're weak, the more she disrespect you. So I just want men to get that terminology. The more you're weak, the more women disrespect you. The more you're strong, the more the women respect you. So you already know. Not only that, guys, but you gotta make sure everybody that tune in, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe at the Chaos Culture Radio page. Subscribe also on the YouTube page, on the IG. We got a lot of things coming, more guests, more features. So, we doing big things this year, man. And, this is just a start. I came enjoy it, man. We doing more live shows.
Basically.
More people going to participate, And all that, also people that's also tuning in, make sure you have any topic you want us to talk about. Feel free to leave it at the bottom of the comment section. And, that being said, KR Culture Radio, guys.
We out.
Peace.